Hey everybody, now we are starting and we're at Genesis chapter 4 when Cain murders Abel. So here we go. Now Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain, and said, I have acquired a man from the Lord. Then she bore again, this time his brother Abel. Now Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in the process of time it came to pass that Cain brought an offering of the fruit of the ground to the Lord. Abel also brought of the firstborn of his flock and of their fat. And the Lord respected Abel and his offering, but he did not respect Cain and his offering. And Cain was very angry and his countenance fell. So the Lord said to Cain, Why are you angry? And why is your countenance fallen? If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin lies at the door, and its desire is for you, but you should rule over it. Now Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and killed him. Then the Lord said to Cain, Where is Abel your brother? He said, I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. So now you are cursed from the earth, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you till the ground, it shall no longer yield its strength for you. A fugitive and a vagabond you shall be on the earth. And Cain said to the Lord, My punishment is greater than I can bear. Surely you have driven me out this day from the face of the ground. I shall be hidden from your face. I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond on the earth, and it will happen that anyone who finds me will kill me. And the Lord said to him, Therefore, whoever kills Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark on Cain, lest anyone finding him should kill him. The family of Cain. Then Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch. And he built a city and called the name of the city after the name of his son Enoch. And Enoch was born to Irad, and Irad begot Megiel, and Megiel begot Methuselah, and Methuselah begot Lamech. And Lamech took for himself two wives. The name of one was Adah, and the name of the second was Zillah. And Adah bore Jabal. He was the father of those who dwell in tents and have livestock. His brother's name was Jubal, he was the father of all those who play the harp and the flute. And as for Zillah, she bore also Tubal Cain, an instructor of every craftsman in bronze and iron. And the sister of Tubal Cain was Naamah. Then Lamech said to his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice. Wives of Lamech, listen to my speech. For I have killed a man for wounding me, even a young man for hurting me. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, then Lamech 77-fold. A new son. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bore him a son named Seth. For God had appointed another seed for me instead of Abel, whom Cain killed. And as far as Seth, to him also a son was born, and he named him Enosh. Then men began to call on the name of the Lord. So there's a lot in this chapter. And so we see, for whatever reason, Cain's sacrifice was not respected by God, and Abel's was. So the first case of recorded murder in the Bible was this story, and Cain murdered his brother Abel. So when Cain fled and went from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod, it says he knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch. Many are confused on who Cain married. They think that, okay, he fled to the land of Nod and met his wife there and married her and bore Enoch. But then but people are like, so who were these other people in the land of Nod? Um, because Adam and Eve had children, but the only ones that are recorded so far is Cain and Abel. However, later in Genesis, it talks about how Adam and Eve bore sons and daughters. And if you notice here that when Cain went from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod, it says he knew his wife. It doesn't say he met her in the land of Nod and then knew her. So we can assume that he was already married when he had fled to the land of Nod. And then he knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch. And then so when it says here a new son in verse 25, and Adam knew his wife again, and she bore him a son named and called him Seth. For God has appointed another seed for me instead of Abel, whom Cain killed. So Cain wasn't considered her seed, I guess, because it was the seed of whoever was going to follow the Lord. And Abel was her seed that was following the Lord and walking with the Lord, and Cain was not. So when it says here that she was giving thanks because God bore her another seed that was Seth, because Seth was going to walk with the Lord. So that was a quick little synopsis, my 2 cents on this Genesis chapter 4. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will be posting Genesis chapter 5 maybe today, otherwise by tomorrow. Hope you have a great day. Thanks.